All right, Vikings roster moves, everything coming and going. So yesterday was the cut down day. Uh, I did a video for that. It was they traded Jesse Davis, the lineman. They traded him to Pittsburgh for a kind of a late nothing pick. That was like the one thing that I didn't get on that one. Today the big story is they made a trade for Jalen Reagor, the receiver that the Eagles took right before we took Jefferson. There was the famous video of the draft room in 20 where Spielman and Zimmer are laughing it up because the Eagles didn't take the guy we wanted. Well, we got him now. We got him for a fourth and a seventh, and I think there was another pick involved. Maybe we got a pick or something. Pretty good trade. I mean, like, it's worth taking a flyer. I mean, yeah, this guy's been kind of a bust, but it's not like the Eagles had great quarterback play the last 2 years. And I think a big part of why they picked him up was, I guess he's going to probably be the punt returner. And we really were struggling to get a guy to do that throughout camp in the preseason. But he'll see the field. I mean, like, I trust if O'Connell thinks that he can get more out of this guy than Philadelphia did, I certainly trust his offensive mind. So he'll be in the wide receiver group. Who will not be in the wide receiver group is Ihmir Smith-Marsette, because he was cut basically to make room for Reagor, which is surprising. Only that would have expected the other Jalen Nailor, the rookie, to be the guy, but nope, they kept Nailor instead of Smith-Marsette, which is pretty surprising, and that I certainly think must speak well to Nailor. But yeah, there's people very mad about that they cut Smith-Marsette. I suppose there's a chance he could still stick around, maybe as a practice squad. I would think he'll get claimed. Some Vikings did get claimed. I wouldn't say shockingly, but somewhat surprisingly. Kellen Mond got claimed. He got claimed by the Browns, and not as a practice squad. Like, he was full on waiver claim. So he'll be on their roster then. Because they got obviously the sexual assaulter, and Brissett, and now they got another. I don't know who. I think they have another quarterback over there, but so he'll be there. He probably won't be there all year. I mean, but I assume because he's mobile and stuff, maybe they'll have some use for him. But yeah, I wasn't totally shocked that someone would claim Mond. I was kind of hoping nobody would, because I was still hoping they could get him on the practice squad and cultivate things. So he's out. The other waiver claim that went through was Watts got claimed by the Bears. So we know what's going to happen anytime he does anything this season. It's going to be, oh my God, we let Armon Watts go to the Bears. Like, don't worry about it. But obviously, I think that's not surprising, because he was a very surprising cut, and so it's not surprising that he got claimed. Tyler Johnson got claimed too. It wouldn't have mattered, because I'm sure they were working on the Reagor thing before today. But yeah, that wouldn't have happened anyway. They wouldn't have ended up with Tyler Johnson. But he got picked up by the Texans, so he was claimed very quickly, because the Texans, I don't know if they had top waiver claim, but they would have been very high up there. There's a handful of Vikings who got cut, who got picked up. Chaz Surratt got picked up for, I think, like the Jets, and Blake Lynch got picked up, and the surprising one is Sean Mannion got picked up. Sean Mannion's going to be on Seattle's practice squad. He was with Seattle, I think, last year in like camp, and then he got cut, and then he ended up back here. I'm not going to miss him. I'm actually glad that the temptation is gone, that they won't be tempted to keep him, you know. Seattle, I don't know what the fuck they want him for, but we're probably going to sign a quarterback to be on the practice squad, because I don't think they're going to want to have a practice squad without a quarterback, and they're not going to want to have only the 2 quarterbacks in the organization. I have no idea who's going to be out there. I'm sure the fucking idiot Vikings fans will be like, Kyle Sloter, go get him. Fuck him. They'll probably pick up somebody, maybe even before the end of today. Hell, maybe before the end of this video. But yeah, they'll pick him up. Their practice squad, that's not full yet. They've signed back, you know, Chisena and Janarius Robinson and, you know, some other guys. Surprisingly, Wyatt Davis not. I didn't think to check to see if he got picked up by anybody else's practice squad, but he didn't get picked up by ours, so we didn't even want him as a practice squad guy. Like a 3rd round pick. You know, I don't know if we were trying to keep Surratt either. We were, I think we definitely were trying to keep Kellen Mond or possibly Mannion. But yeah, so that officially 3rd round of last year's affiliate. And of course, another draft pick from last year was Smith Marset, and he's probably not going to be back, so because he'll probably get picked up, I would think. But yeah, so that's what is it? It's like 7 out of 11 draft picks from just a year ago gone, or on the practice squad, because we do have some of the guys on the practice squad. But so yeah, that's the news of the day. I'll be curious to see who they get to be a quarterback, because they'll bring in a young guy. They'll bring in somebody, probably someone else cut. But that'll be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I like the Reagor trade. I think it's worth doing. I mean, I think it's stupid that people are like, well, remember the last time that the Eagles gave us a receiver who was kind of a bust early, and it was Chris Carter. He's not going to be Chris Carter. Just stop. That's just dumb. But I think he could be productive, and I trust O'Connell thinking that he can do something with this guy. You know, he's done very, very little with the Eagles. He's going to return punts. If he's just a good punt returner, that's worth you know, a mid-round pick, because we've seen what can happen when you've got a bad guy out there. I think that's probably what cost Smith Marset, because they were trying him out as a punt return guy in preseason, and he had a couple of real standout blunders. So that's about it for this one. I don't think there was anything else. But yeah, I think there are still a couple practice squad openings to be filled. Obviously, I don't think there will be any big names, but you know, that will take up some of the cap space. They'd cleared up a little bit of extra cap space yesterday. I'm sure Reagor, you know, he was the 20th pick in the draft. He's still on a rookie deal. I'm sure he's getting, you know, a decent chunk of change, but they might still be able to do something else. But so yeah, for now it's Mannion and Mond. We spent the whole preseason, you know, fretting over these 2 guys, and it's not even September yet, and they're both gone. So reminder, just once again, that preseason is not real, and it really does not matter.